Welcome to the Force Away. My name is Diz, aka David Zammit. Let's get on with the show with the news, the views, the reviews, and interviews. Star Wars' next big film is called Starfighter. It's coming out in 2027. There is stacks of leaks online at the moment, about a month out from a possible big reveal at D23, which is in America. It's a big Disney event about showcasing many Disney products and movies and TVs and stuff like that. And so Star Wars will definitely be one of those. It's predicted that August 14, technically it will be August 15 in here in Australia, but there will be big reveals. At the moment, there's many leaks online. My viewpoint about this later in the show in the views section. To more news, Star Wars Celebration in 2027 Los Angeles a couple of months ago released the tickets for the event, sold out in 4 hours. It was absolute record time for this particular event. Not in the history has it been sold this quick, and disappointing thousands upon thousands of fans, including moi, in pursuit in getting tickets for myself and others. I did email the organization Reed Pop in the last 24 hours, finding out an update, and no real update has been made in creating more tickets. The so-called event specialist, as they have referred themselves in the email, are still working on what's going on, and said they would email the ultimate thing what they can do, which seems to be a little bit of a way of saying we're going to be emailing some bad news, possibly. My suggestion at this point is, again, for you guys out there to email Reed Pop about this fiasco, about not getting tickets, not being able to get tickets in a proper amount of time, blah blah blah. So, and just having nothing available at this moment. So the email is Star Wars Celebration at readpop.com. Again, that's Star Wars Celebration at readpop.com. Reed Pop is spelled REEDPOP.com. Again, it's Star Wars Celebration at readpop.com. Send them your disgust about what's going on with this ticket fiasco that was really heart-wrenching, especially for myself, where I woke up hours beforehand. That would have been in the middle of the night here in Melbourne, Australia, about 3 a.m. I think it was, and then going in the line in this particular walking man thing, in the actual particular waiting of getting tickets. By the end of the walking man getting to the end, which is your access and getting tickets, pretty much all the tickets were sold out. Okay, so that's not good at all. Anyway, that is the news for this time around. Let's get into the views. Views is either my viewpoint, opinion, or view idea into a story of Star Wars. This time around, it's going to be about the Star Wars Starfighter leaks that's happening online. Again, I've got to implore to you that they are leaks. In fact, a couple of YouTubers have, accidentally got things incorrect about some of the leaks. So, take them as exciting sort of possibilities, but you really need to just, filter your mind in the excitement and just know that this is a leak, and the real news will come out when someone official from Disney and or Lucasfilm and or Sean Levy, who's the director, or even Ryan Gosling possibly, which I think he's been, obviously tight-lipped about for legal reasons about the movie, but we can only wait that information, possible movie reel, sizzle reel, or even audio, anything, or posters, or anything else like that, names of characters. We can only wait till really August 14, D23, the big Disney event for showcasing many Disney things coming out shortly, movies, TV stuff, everything like that. That's August 14. It's going to be held in America, obviously. I think it's in Anaheim. So wait for that D23. With the leaks that's happening right now, my suggestion is just take them for fun, exciting possibilities. If you don't want to be spoiled, or possibly not spoiled, we'll have to wait and see. That is my view for this time around. Let's get now into reviews. Reviews is something that I either have seen online, or it could be a movie that is Star Wars related or not, just giving a Star Wars kids perspective on the actual thing. Next week I will be coming off with a couple of reviews of particular movies, one being a blockbuster, one being something that is Australian, anyway. But I'm going to give you a review of something that's in this room, and I want to show you this. This here is from the Phantom Menace Episode 1. This here is a Darth Maul. It was the second figure that came out of Darth Maul back in 99, or actually 2000. Depends on when you actually saw the film. The film came out in 1999. So this was the second one, and you can tell why it's the second one, because if you look closely, Darth Maul is got the hood over his head, and the first one came out was with, you could see the horns. He had the hood sort of drawn backwards, but I preferred this one personally. I just thought it was like a more chunky looking figure, and it looked pretty exciting. So I got myself, this is an original figure from a Toys R Us, can you believe it, a Toys R Us back in 1999, and I've kept it ever since. And that's the Darth Maul. And this here, I'm not big on Darth Maul that much, but this particular figure, when I got it, I said this is a 9 out of 10. I love the figure. I love the fact that it's hooded and looks good. Anyway, that is on my shelf right now in my collection. This is actually part of my collection. I've got more things to showcase in the future that's in here and out there, in other parts. And anyway, that is the review section. Now, let's get into interviews. Interviews is usually my last questions I got on my last particular video. So send in your comments or questions or whatever on my last particular video via the YouTube messaging service. I'm not really using Instagram at the moment, X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, or even TikTok if that's a messaging service. I'm unsure. I'm not familiar with that, but I'm just going to keep it really simple and real by using the YouTube messaging service. That's on the last particular video. In the last particular video, we've got some questions, and Michael from Werribee South, a big time follower of the show, and anyone can do this, please, has asked some questions. So anyway, his first question, or anyone's question that could be, but Michael from Werribee South has asked, if you only have time to stand in line for one major star-studded panel at Star Wars Celebration, which one do you prioritize? A deep dive panel with the practical effects and prop makers, a retrospective panel focusing on legacy and past Star Wars project, or the future Star Wars movies, television announcements, and intimate exclusive celebrity autograph and photo op session. Again, he's asking which panel would you see yourself being at Star Wars Celebration. He's saying, is that a deep dive panel with practical effects, or a retrospective panel focusing on legacy of past Star Wars projects, or even the future of Star Wars movies and television announcements, or an intimate exclusive audio and photo op session. Well, let me tell you straight away that the actual there is no such thing as an exclusive celebrity autograph and op besides you paying for it online when the autograph and photo ops come in. That would have been one if it was like a big sort of nice presentation, but that just would not happen. Too much time is taken up by so many people meeting these celebrities there, so you need to really divide that person's attention. With many, like especially Mark Hamill, or even if it's Hayden Christensen, they are very popular people you want to take a photo with, an autograph. But I think the most popular one for me would be the future of Star Wars movies and television announcements. That would be coming in the form of the day one panel, which would be or day two possibly. And this time around, it's going to be in Los Angeles. I think it's going to be the Starfighter panel, and that will definitely be up there. This particular year, because it's the 50th anniversary, it would also equal going to the 50th anniversary panel. I would line up for two. I've done that before. It's hard yakka. Big time lines, big time waiting, big time hanging on the ground. Sort of fun. Well, actually, a lot of fun with interacting with the fans, but of Star Wars. But it is a slog. You really have to have an endurance for being in line for a very long time. And I'm not talking 1 or 2 hours. I'm talking 19 hours just for one line. Anyway, that's the answer to the first question. Second question today by Michael from Webby South. The guardianship trope is the reluctant warrior protecting a force-sensitive kid formula starting to feel stale, or can Gosling and Levy give it a distinct flavour? I think Michael is talking about particularly a Starfighter, the movie that's coming out in 2027. I think there's going to be something unique about this. I'm sure there's familiarities with this, but I think they can give a unique flavour. They're really pushing for this to be an original film with original characters. So let's see what they can do. The next question by Michael from Werribee South is, there is a consistent debate about how to best experience the convention floor. Which approach is best captures the spirit of Star Wars Celebration? A, wearing casual everyday fan apparel so you are comfortable and mobile. Doing subtle Disney bounding to the nod fandom without wearing a full costume. That's another one. And then he's also adding, or walking around in head-to-toe official Star Wars Celebration merchandise and lanyard, or dressing in full elaborate cosplay to fully immerse yourself and interact with other fans. Personally, I'm wearing the casual fan apparel, so you are casual and being, so I'm the person wearing casual everyday apparel, which is usually the Force Always apparel I've got usually on. Sort of a partial cosplay, even though it's not a cosplay, but that's what I would be wearing and being comfortable, because it's even not being in line. Star Wars Celebration is just bang, 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 bang. You got to keep yourself, slept well as much as you can, even though you get very little sleep at these things. You've got to be comfortable, you've got to walk around, you've got to have also particular bags ready to buy merchandise. And let me tell you, some cases you need big size bags, and you've got to think also you're going to be taking posters. So taking a tube poster, the only thing is when you roll up the actual poster, it then becomes a bit rolled out all the time, so you've got to somehow flatten it. They usually sell these hard plastic cards fitting the actual poster perfectly at the event. In Japan they didn't, but I think in this next one they will, which is really, really handy, especially when you're traveling from overseas. It keeps it protected and flat. But also, I will say that dressing in full elaborate cosplay to fully immerse yourself and interact with other fans, I mean, I've got to bow down to these people. The amount of detail and love that they have for dressing up in cosplay is amazing. And I tell you, most to like almost 100% of these cosplayers go to extreme effort, and they love it. We love it. It's a part of the event. It's not really paid by some of the people are maybe be paid, but I'd say most aren't. But they just really bring life to the actual show floor. They're usually found on the show floor or the entrance to the show floor, and they really go the hard yard. Even some fans just dress up in like imperial officers and just walk around like that as casual clothes. But they really do go the full full 9 yards, as you would say. Anyway, the next question, again from Michael from Werribee South. The Tom Cruise factor. Is a Tom Cruise choreographed lightsaber duel the ultimate stunt gimmick, or will it generally revolutionize Star Wars action choreography? We don't know until we see it. I think he actually is a good choice because he is a person that knows action, and I'm sure by and also directing, having a lot of input. I think personally he would do great. I think it's going to be, and I can't wait to see that scene, how it turns out. Anyway, the next and final question is from Michael from Werribee South. Is if you can't get to Star Wars Celebration 2027 tickets, if you can't get Star Wars Celebration, if you can't get Star Wars Celebration 2027 tickets without success, what should you do? This is a problem that we all have at the moment. We may not get tickets, including myself, who missed out by waiting for hours and hours, along with many other fans. I just would hang on to hope at the moment and really push them with contacting them by email about getting tickets, and hopefully our dreams will come true. Anyway, that is the last question, and that is the show for this time around. And subscribe to the channel, The Force Always. I'm here 3 or 4 times a week on YouTube, and until then, my friends, keep rocking.